Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray here.
Good morning, John. I'm Peggy Burton.
How are you, dear?
Still standing.
Still standing.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that beautiful red, white, and blue back there. Isn't
I know.
that something?
I love that. God bless America. We
God
need
bless America.
pray
and
for America every day of my life.
Memorial Day is next Monday.
And Friday we have the program at the History Park, which is where the caboose is. Isn't it Friday?
I
This
was
Friday.
thinking it was on Monday.
Oops. All right, don't quote me
Well,
then.
we'll find
It
out.
probably is Monday because that's the day,
That's
right?
Memorial Day.
That's Memorial Day.
Unless they're doing it Friday to where people can have their Memorial Day.
Yeah. Will look it up and I'll mention it
Well,
again later.
at the Caboose Park, we'll find out. Y'all find that out for
It's
us.
such a fabulous thing to do.
Yeah, there will be a Memorial Day ceremony at the History Park, which is where the Caboose is downtown. Renamed the History Park, which is a very appropriate name for it. And there will be a celebration down there celebrating veterans.
And they still have stones for sale.
11 a.m.
Right?
Yes. What time?
11.
What day?
What day?
Oh, Friday.
Friday.
Okay, I was
It's on
right.
Friday.
It is
So,
Friday.
there you go.
They're doing it a little early. I thought it was, but then I kind
No,
of
that's
lose
my
touch
bad.
with reality sometimes.
I'm one that likes to see things done on the day that it happens.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to move Halloween from Halloween. It's not Halloween 2 days before Halloween.
I thought that was such a great project when that was started.
Oh, yes.
Putting
Oh,
the
yes.
stones down there, and it makes me feel good that my husband's stones are there and my son and
Yes.
they'll
Oh,
be
heavens,
there
yeah.
for always.
It's wonderful. And I can remember when I was officed in Franklin and downtown Franklin, and they had a program they were redoing the sidewalks down there, and they had a program for pavers
Right.
to do the whole sidewalks.
And what a cool thing that is.
And you know, and so that gave the citizens and the people who had history in that town an opportunity to share their history with the world, because the world comes to Franklin, I'll guarantee you that.
Yes, they do.
You know, because of the Civil War stuff there, and it's close to Nashville, and people who toured Middle Tennessee go to Franklin.
Yes, they do. And it's a nice little town.
It is, and so
They
it's
work
great.
hard to keep it clean
Yeah.
and neat and
Sandy Sebring is just, I congratulated her when she was here last week. I mean, she's taken that on as a service project, and she is
Pushed it through.
undaunting
yes, she is. She's
or
pushed it through.
undaunted in her work about having that done and doing it right.
How
So-
about Hunter Girls?
Hunter Girl came in second, which to me is probably the greatest thing could have happened to her.
Right.
There's no
I'm so
telling
proud
what
of
the
her.
first place contract is. They will probably have control of number one for 10 years at least.
I don't know how that goes, but anyway.
Well, they're going to sign a record deal. Number one, one of the things the number one gets is a record deal with Disney. And you know how territorial and project ownership wise Disney is about their stuff. So that'll be at least an 8 to 10 year record deal, because that's what most of them
Right.
are. And they'll own him for 8 to 10 years.
Well, Hunter Girl put Winchester, Thames Ford, and this whole area on the map.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
so proud of her.
And her song Redbird
That
is
was
number
beautiful.
one.
That
Is
was
number
beautiful.
one in the nation in all genres of music.
Isn't that great?
You know, and she's a star.
Very
Bless her.
young, but she's ready to go.
She's trained, she's polished. Now, I will say that she grew during this,
No, they all do.
this
They all
thing
do,
because, well, if nothing else, if not necessarily her vocals, a little bit there, but the polished side of it, because, you know, you go do something like that, these people have millions of dollars in costuming and facials
yeah.
and haircuts, and those kids didn't walk out on stage with one hair out of place.
No, that's true. That's
And they
true.
learned, just like when she was with Carrie Underwood during that part, you know, Carrie was showing her how to strut.
Someone had put on Facebook, I think it was on Hunter's Facebook page, that she would be the next Miranda Lambert.
Well, that's what.
And I said, and I usually don't always respond, but I think Hunter will hold her own all the way through. I don't think she has to emulate anybody but herself.
Well, no, but Luke Bryan said her voice is like a young Miranda Lambert was when Miranda was young.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking about. That's where that came from, I'm sure.
Probably, but
Because
anyway, either way,
Miranda
yeah.
had a. Hunter's got that, like Katy Perry said. Your voice cuts through.
And
It cuts like a knife. You cannot not listen to it.
You cannot
because-
not know whose voice it is.
Right,
you know.
very much so. So,
Anyway.
and they were on Good Morning America yesterday
I know.
morning.
Yeah, that was what an experience though for a young talented person that has worked so hard.
Oh yeah.
She has
And she
put-
has a business degree from MTSU.
Right, and I love the fact that she does the work with the veterans
Sure.
to help them. It's all very nice. Anyway,
And
Proud.
Just to show you how real she is, because that's the thing about Hunter. I don't think Hunter will change. The Hunter we know won't change just because of this. And yesterday afternoon, my songwriting buddy Tim Daly plays at Tootsie's.
Yeah.
And we've written together for years, and he plays at the airport, which he likes playing there instead of downtown because downtown's just gotten bizarre crazy.
yeah, right.
And he was playing yesterday afternoon, and he looked up, and there was a girl looking in the window, because there's a big glass window between he and the concourse,
Yeah.
and it had Tootsie's logo on it. And he glances over there, and there's this girl looking through the window, knocking on the window, sort of, and it was Hunter. And because she had played with
She
him,
knew him, yeah.
she played with him downtown at Tootsie's and at Rippy's.
Yeah.
She went through what most all of them do to make it. I mean, you got to play those clubs
You
and
play
stuff.
the clubs and you drag your guitar.
And so
and
she
you
came in and gave Tim a hug. Now she didn't have to do that,
True.
but that's Hunter.
Yeah,
She's
a nice girl.
she's real, and she will remain that way because of who she is.
I think so.
And I
yeah.
don't think we need to worry about her. She'll be just fine.
She will be fine. She will make her own way and carve her own path. I
That's
think.
right. So, we don't know how much time we have. Veterans Day or Memorial Day. You know, that's
That's Monday, right?
it's Monday,
Yeah.
but the celebration is on
Friday.
Friday.
11
This is a
o'clock.
little something I wrote one time with thinking about that. I'm going to read a couple of things. This is called The Shoes Left Behind. The question's been asked so many times, who's going to keep the flag high? Up in the wind like our heroes did to follow as we watched it fly. As they pass along in the midst of the song, someone must finish the rhythm and rhyme. The lessons they taught, the battles they fought, have fitted you for the shoes left behind. Wearing the shoes left behind, being a torch in the night, how can you ever measure up and match the blazing light that their legacy left for you to see, knowing that you would find in the memories all that you need to wear the shoes left behind? At times they loom so large, sometimes the pressure's squeezed tight, but the more you walk the road they trod, the more the fit feels right. It's as hard as it seems. Follow your dreams because you're one of the one of a kind. Embrace the morn because you were born to wear the shoes left behind. Wearing the shoes left behind, being a torch in the night, how can you ever measure up and match that blazing light that their legacy left for you to see, knowing that you would find in the memories all you need to wear the shoes left behind? Yes, embrace this morn because you were born to wear the shoes left behind.
That's nice, John.
And saying that is to say, as we celebrate our fallen heroes on Memorial Day, look inward and find what you can do to give to the country, the city, the community, the state, your family, what has made you who you are, and allowed you to be free to be whatever you choose to be.
I thank God every morning that I was born in this country.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
very special. And so many have given so much.
Oh, heavens,
Like
yes.
when a family member loses a son or a daughter or a husband or a friend, they can't get that back. They lose a lot of their history. They lose their next generation often. And so I have a lot of compassion for families that lose
Oh, heavens, yes.
somebody
Heavens,
in the
yes.
family.
You know, and this is a statement that I wrote, well, it was in 18, that I decided that I would try to live the rest of my
Life?
time here, my time on my time of punishment.
Yeah.
And with we have some folks on the show today that are going to be talking about the
Juneteenth week.
celebration. And this to me is a very important statement. And I call it the Illuminate,
Okay.
because it is an illumination, a reflection on the human condition. The only acceptable obligation is freedom to think beyond any structure, allowing the ascension to universal understanding, rendering all walls invisible.
That's good.
So, what walls? There are no walls. We're all people. We're all spirits on the same planet. Love and respect the people that are here with you. Doesn't make any difference who they are, where they're from, what they're doing. Well, what they're doing might make a difference, but and whatever you do, don't let a dollar bill or a politician sway you from
No.
that.
I feel that we have to love everybody, but we don't have to like them.
No,
Sorry,
no, and we don't need to allow the media's definition of happiness and what you should and shouldn't do affect your life, because they have an agenda.
Almost everybody,
Everybody has an
has
agenda.
their own agenda.
Yeah, so we have an agenda too.
And that's
We've
to
got a
move
show
on.
to bring you, and instead of pontificating on whatever's happening out there, we're going to let you watch some commercials from our fine sponsors who kept us on the air for 30 years on Channel
30
6,
years.
now
Wow.
Spectrum 193. We'll be back in a minute.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate, Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good, nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. We're here to talk country today, and I've got two of my favorite people in all this world with me, Samantha Terrell Waters, Martha Brooke Hood. I should have given it all, but I thought that was
Once
enough.
we get married, our names just get longer.
Yeah. Back in the day, I did a lot of this work for South Jackson Goes Country by myself, but these two have come up behind me and are just doing such a fabulous job. So we want to talk about auditions, right?
Yes, South Jackson Goes Country. Peggy Burton's South Jackson Goes Country is happening. It's going to, actually, the show happens in August, so it's the 12th through the 14th. But the auditions are coming up this June 5th and 6th. And that is a Sunday from 2 to 4 and a Monday from 6 to 8. And it's going to happen at South Jackson Civic Center. And we need everybody.
Oh, yes,
we need singers,
absolutely.
all ages that love country music. We're going to have singers, dancer slots, comedian slots,
And
actors.
we love it when the singers play their own guitar.
Yes,
I mean, that's
singer-songwriters.
Or a piano,
Yes,
whatever.
we've even had ventriloquists in the past.
Yes, we love our ventriloquists.
Speaking of songwriters, can we address that for a little?
We can.
You've come up with an opening song, I think?
Yes, so South Jackson Civic Center has had songwriting sessions now for about, I guess, a year. There's
yeah,
been
we're
3
right. We
songwriting
started it
sessions.
about a year ago.
And last year we wrote a song that ended up being our finale. And this year we challenged the songwriting group to create an opening song.
think
And we
that's
finally
wonderful.
got one. So
We're finally doing a lot of original
Yes,
stuff.
it's so exciting.
And, I mean, this is the day of the songwriter. People are honoring songwriters the world over, so I'm really proud of that. Martha Brooke is doing the warm-up show and has, how many years have you done this?
Oh my goodness, I was trying to count the
Since
other
you were
day, and
12?
it's a lot. That sounds about right. Yes, but I direct the warm-up show, and work with the younger kids in our show, and it's just so much fun.
I think it's important to tell people that the people that are in the warm-up show don't have to practice with the band, so your rehearsals are shorter. And
Yes.
since they're back in school, it makes it a lot easier. You want to tell them a little bit about the rehearsals?
We rehearse for the warm-up show one time in the summer before we start real rehearsals, but we also do it the 2 weeks prior to when we start the show. And like Miss Burton said, it's a little less intimidating for our new performers who maybe aren't quite ready to work with a live band. So they get to work with a CD or a karaoke track, and it's just so much fun watching them grow in their personalities.
It really is, and we've
when
grown
they
some
get
real
so
good artists
shy.
through that show.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen so many of them grow up. I mean, even just working with them all of this time that I have, and I remember when some of them were, in early elementary or late elementary,
Well,
and then now we're graduating.
when you were that little person.
I
back
know,
there.
I know. Oh, but yes, we have so much fun, and a lot of the times the other performers will sing in the background, so it's kind of like a little group performance.
So the requirements for auditions are 2 songs, if possible.
Yes, 2 songs. We require that one of them is upbeat. It's so easy to get lots of ballads in
Right.
country music, which they're lovely, but we have to vary those
We
throughout the
need
show.
some upbeat songs.
Yes. And so if they're a comedian, they can just bring a skit, a 1-minute skit. If they're a dancer, we ask that you bring at least 1 to 2 actual choreographed songs that you can perform for us. Because the difference about this show is we're not casting a specific show that's already built. We build it based on what you bring to auditions. So you come with the songs that you feel you sing the best, that you love the most, and then we try to place them into the show.
And it's been amazing how much talent has come out in this region.
Yes,
You know, it's not
absolutely.
just Tullahoma, we get Franklin County, Manchester. There's a lot of talent in this region, and we encourage you to come out. And plus, it's a great fundraising event. We need to let people know that we're trying so hard to get new seats into the building, and we have managed to get curtains, and so much is happening that the more money we make, the better our Performing Arts Center is.
Right, and this is the biggest fundraiser that South Jackson has every single year.
And this is 43?
43.
Oh my gosh.
Peggy Burton started this 43 years ago.
43 years ago, I was sitting a group of people, and somebody said, "Who knows how to raise money?" And I raised my hand. Somewhere along the way in my life, I could not say no.
Well, and what's great about this is, like we said, there's different portions of the show, but there's also 3 different shows. Every show's different.
Exactly.
So you can be in all 3, but you can also be in one. And I was thinking about the rehearsal schedules for this. This is so different than a musical theater production.
Yes, it is.
It's not 2 or 3 months. This is 1 month. We start rehearsals July 11th. We put the show on August the 12th.
And it's 1 month of hard work. And
It is, yes.
when you do come for auditions, we ask you to let us know if you want to be in commercials.
Correct.
And then you have to make a different commitment.
Right.
But Samantha is a genius in working out little short bits of time to get everything done. I don't know how you do
I
it.
multitask a lot.
You do a great job.
Oh, thank you.
And she's great on the computer and filling out forms.
We have a huge group with this, though. I couldn't do it without the great team that we have. And we had 108 cast members between cast, crew, and band last year. 108
that's a lot of people.
put on South Jackson Goes Country.
You might be interested in getting a form.
Yes.
Tell them how to get a form.
If you go to southjackson.org/auditions, that is where you can get a form. It also has a list of the audition times, and we have where you can sign up for an audition time slot. Now keep in mind that it may vary a little bit depending on if we run over or we're running early, but it tries to save you some time so you have a game time to be there.
And if we do have this set time, like 2 o'clock till 4, but we are not going to turn you down if you come on Sunday afternoon. We'll stay till it's done.
We want to make sure everybody gets a chance.
But it would be nice if you had an audition slot. Makes it a lot easier on everybody concerned.
And if you cannot make auditions, you can audition virtually as well,
You
right?
can as well, yes. You can send us a video of you singing, acting, whatever you would like to audition for, and we need you to send in the form as well. And you can send it to southjacksongoescountry@gmail.com.
Easy, easy, easy. So if you write songs, we do a songwriter's spot. And have you noticed, Nicole, one of our songwriters has got a CD out.
Yes, Marilyn Harris.
Marilyn, and another one. Well, for heaven's sakes, I know her so well. She comes from
Are you talking about
the
Reba?
nurse. Yes.
Reba Level, yes, and she's coming back this year. I confirmed last night
How
she's
could
coming
I
back.
possibly ever forget Reba? I've had her there forever.
She's so good.
And I listened to part of her CD. It's wonderful. So anyway, we plan to do a lot of focus on our songwriters and then our Opry show.
We do an Opry segment, so you can come and you can dress like a classic country star and perform, which is super fun, and the audience loves that. And then we also have our commercials, like we said. Each night we do commercials for local businesses that help us sponsor and raise funds for South Jackson.
And we're sorry, but we don't have room for any more commercials, but we've got room for some more sponsors.
We do.
We always have room for sponsors. So, and if you're interested in sponsoring, call South Jackson Civic Center or go online and they'll contact you. But we have some wonderful sponsors, and I wish I had time to roll them all off, because it's amazing. This community is such a giving community.
Oh, it is.
It is.
All right, y'all, we got 11 minutes. Any last minute words?
Country. Peggy Burton, South Jackson Goes Country auditions coming up June 5th and 6th. Go to southjackson.org/auditions. We hope to see you there.
And we'll be back with other exciting things. I think we have the dog of the month.
All right.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. And she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. And this is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
And it's one of my favorite times of the month. It's Dog of the Month week. And this is Miss Barbara from our Tullahoma Animal Shelter and Vinny.
This is Vinny.
Tell us about Vinny, Barbara.
Vinny is a Jack Russell Terrier mix. He is 7 months old. He's completely spayed, neutered, and vetted, and he is ready for adoption today. We are excited. We are going to have a meet and greet on June 4th at the shelter from 10 to 2. And anybody that was interested in adopting on that day, we would like for them to bring vet information showing who their vet is on that day if they want to adopt that day. We have fostering program available. But Mr. Vinny here is, as you can tell, very loving. He's excited to be here today.
And Barbara, how many animals do you have in the shelter right now?
Currently, we have 51.
51, and is that sort of the way the population stays, or is that a little high, a little low?
We're high. We're 10 over right now.
10 over?
10 over, yes. We're making do with the best that we can, and we would like to get some of our dogs moved to either fosters or permanent homes where they need to be cared for even more than we can.
And that facility is not a real old facility. The facility's only about, 3 or 4 years old.
Correct.
And but it goes to show what happens. You know, our area here is exploding population-wise.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of Nashville and Murfreesboro are moving into Coffee County. So when that happens, people don't just come by themselves, they bring their pets with them.
Yes, sir.
And then some of them move away, and sometimes the pets are left behind. Some people, I know we have an aging population.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of times when people pass with pets, there's nothing to do with them. People don't know what to do. Maybe the kids have their own, maybe they don't want them.
Correct.
It's an ongoing
Yes, sir.
thing for that place to be active down there.
Yes, we stay very active, and with the aging population that we have, we're getting a lot more senior dogs come in, which require special care, require daily fostering. We love to foster out to our senior dogs so that we know that they have the ability to be cared for in the manner in which they need to be cared for.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I mean, they don't understand that
No.
their loved one has, passed away. They just know that their environment has changed and they're put into a total different environment, and they sometimes don't know themselves how to handle being in the shelter.
Sure.
So-
Well, all of a sudden you're, I know when we had a dog and we would leave town and go take the dog and go to Happy Tails or wherever we'd go, the dog's going, what is this? What are all these dogs doing here?
Right.
And it takes a little while to get used to what the pecking order and what's going on. And so do you have like play days?
Yes.
Where somebody can come down and say, hey, I've got this young child, or I just want to spend some time and get some love. Can I check a dog out and go to the dog park for 2 or 3 hours and play with this dog?
Yes, we have our foster program. We have day fosters, overnight foster, weekend foster. If people just want to come down and just play with our dogs for a little while, they would love it. They love the enrichment of having other people around and getting to know people on a regular basis.
So did Vinny come to you named Vinny, or did y'all name him Vinny?
Vinny was named Vinny. He was picked up as a stray, and at the time he was only about 4 months old when we first got him.
Right.
So,
right.
And he's, as you can tell, he's pretty well behaved.
He's wonderful.
Yes, he is a good boy.
Is he potty trained?
That we cannot tell you. All we can tell you, because our dogs have in and out access.
Right.
But
understood.
We don't. We can't tell you if they're house trained. We can't tell you if they're good with dogs. Other dogs we can, but cats or children or anything like that.
Right.
And now we do interact them with as many other people as we possibly can, so that they do get that enrichment, so that we could develop those personal contacts with others.
Okay, Ms. Barbara, now what I'd like for you to tell us now is, because you're like 10 dogs over where you'd like to be, what can people do? Are there things that people can bring you? Are there things that you need that you usually have but you don't have enough of because of being 10 dogs over what you normally operate at? Is there things people can bring?
Oh yes, we gladly take donations. Blankets, toys, Dawn dish soap, garbage bags, just general food, treats, any of that is always welcome to come.
So if you want to do something to help a dog which is waiting to find a new home, and you want to keep them fat and sassy and shiny like Vinny right here, carry some stuff down to the dog, to the shelter, and help these good folks take good care of our four-legged friends. And Miss Barbara, thank you for being with us so much.
Thank you, sir.
And Vinny, good luck to you, buddy. If I had a different situation right now, you'd be going home with me. You are special. We'll be right back after these messages.
What does caring look like? This is what caring looks like.
This is setting an example for others.
This is rising to the challenge.
This is doing what works.
This is doing my part.
This is doing your part.
Each of us individually.
acting as one. Keeping your distance, no matter how awkward it may seem.
This is wearing a mask.
Over your nose and mouth,
like we are.
Keeping our distance.
Each wearing masks.
Not under your chin.
Not above your head. Not in your hand.
But over your nose and mouth.
This is listening to the expert. If you'll just
Wear one of these.
Caring makes community.
And this is what caring looks like.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat. Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
I feel like we're safe at Parkview.
There's somebody on staff all the time. So if you need help, help is there.
We are surrounded with people that are looking after us and taking care of us.
The staff is wonderful and always available. We feel so safe and secure here.
I feel safe at Parkview all the time.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, last week the Chamber of Commerce had their annual Women Impacting the Community luncheon and celebration where members of the community are chosen for different, there's a public service, there's business, there's education, and there's a Citizen Type of the Year award, and those are chosen from nominees given by the community. And the guest speaker this year, keynote speaker, was Dr. Katrine Stevens, and we will bring you part of her speech right now.
Dr. Katrine Stevens assumed the role of Superintendent of the Tullahoma City Schools in July of 2020. She took thoughtful precautions to keep students in a safe learning environment during a trying time. Dr. Stevens brings light and exciting energy with her wherever she goes. She has a unique ability to connect with everyone she interacts with and has a beautiful singing voice that has been displayed at some CEO events. We are so excited to have her speak today. Please help me welcome Dr. Katrine Stevens.
I always tell people when you give me a microphone, look out. So, I heard some music and it sounded like this. Just the two of us. But instead, it should have said, just the 140 of us. We can make it if we try. Yes, we can. So today we are here celebrating women impacting the community. It is my honor and privilege to be chatting with you today about that very thing. But first, as any educator would do, I'm going to involve you right away in this lesson. And of course you do realize you have a sheet of paper to take notes, because what teacher does not ensure you have ample opportunity to engage with the teaching and learning. So right now, for 2 minutes in your table groups, you're going to talk to a shoulder partner, and you're going to talk about one person who's made impact on your life. In a moment, those 2 minutes pass, I'm going to ask 3 people to step up and give me one word that describes that person. Not the name, one word. Here we go, 2 minutes. Talk about someone who's had impact on you with a shoulder partner. Go. Winding up your conversation. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just 140 of us. So I got to hear some conversations about people that have had amazing impact on you and your life. Give me one word that describes this person. Go. Determined. One word. Passion. One word at the TUA table. Patient. One word makes a difference in a person's life. If you have not read this book, one word that will change your life, write it down. It's a book you will want to read. Every year I walk this journey and I have one word for an entire year. I don't make a New Year's resolution or set goals. I live one word, and this book tells you how to go about that. My recent words, 2019, my word was ready. Quick story, I couldn't figure out what I was getting ready for. Do any of you have any idea what that might be? Ta-da! Move to Tullahoma! I'm ready! Guess what my word was in 2020, January 2020? The word was forward. Did I live it out? Yes, indeed. 2021, my word was invest. And you see, it's not just about having a word, it's about living it out, investing in my home, my marriage, my work, my passion, my neighborhood, my church, right? So it's living out that one word. My word this year is joy. But today we're here talking about women impacting the community. So what is the one word I'm going to talk about today? 1, 2, 3. Impact. Get ready to take notes because I'm going to tell you what impact means. If you want to have impact on someone, you must inspire others. Inspire them with your passion, Kim Usselton. That is so right. Inspire them with your determination. Inspire them with your energy. Inspire them with your presence. Inspire others. I'll talk more about that in a minute. M, model the way. Model the way. Listen to this quote. Leading by example is far more effective than leading by command. Oh, bam! Did you get that? Leading by example is far more effective than leading by command. Titles are granted, but it's your behavior that earns respect. Model the way. P, persevere when obstacles arise because I guarantee you they will. How many of you experienced obstacles in your life, personally or professionally? Raise your hand, personally or professionally. They happen. They will come. I think back to my joining the district. What is one major obstacle I had immediately? Tell me. Just a worldwide pandemic. Nothing much. Tiny little obstacle. So you have to decide, is that obstacle, that situation, a stumbling block or a stepping stone? You got to persevere if you're going to have impact. A, you need to allow others in. Allow others in to be a valued part of what you are doing. Allow their voice, their ideas, their perspective. Recognition is the most powerful currency you have, and it costs you nothing. Nothing. Allow people in. That's how you make impact. C, create relationships and trust. Create relationships and trust. The ability to establish, grow, extend, and when necessary, restore trust. That's the key professional and personal competency of our time, says Stephen Covey. Create relationships and trust. And I'm going to come back to these and talk a little bit about my role and how I have attempted to walk out impact. T, this is a big one right here. Tell yourself, good job, now and again. Tell yourself, good job, now and again. Sometimes we are so very critical of self. And we need to speak words of affirmation and value. We are doing good work. We are doing good things in our home. We are doing good things in our workplace. We are doing good things in our community and our church and beyond. Tell yourself, good job. So when I think about inspiring others, because my goal is to make impact, that's been my life calling. 33 years in education. I want to be a change agent, a difference maker. I want to have impact on the most precious commodity that exists, and those are young people. And right now in Tullahoma City Schools, those young people are 6 weeks to 18. Big window. Want to make impact. So what are ways I inspire others? Well, it's in conversations with people. It's having student advisory groups that I started. I have a high school group. I've got parents of one of my high school members right here at the front table. So enjoyed getting to know their son as I inspire him to be his best self in his journey in high school. I have middle school advisory groups. I have interns. Leadership interns, first time ever this year, that are out in schools serving in essentially assistant principal roles, gaining leadership, building capacity, inspiring them to see and do and be the next step they have for themselves. Model the way. How am I doing that? Well, if students are first, then that needs to be the focal point of what I do and say. People who know me know things that are important, what's best for students and families, teaching and learning. It's critical. You heard me say I have student advisory groups. If students matter, then student voices matter. And I will tell you that our middle school students who I met with yesterday would tell you that they are so thrilled to be a part of advisory because they literally know I have a way to you. My voice and opinion is heard. You're listening. I can see things happening. Wow. Students first, modeling the way. I coach, I'm a lead learner. So if you want to make impact, model the way for others. Remember, leading by example is far more effective than leading by what? Command. You should have written that one down. All right, perseverance. You heard me talk about challenges. We talked about COVID. Here I came to a community. I was ready. Moving forward. And I had to immediately create relationships, create trust. Mr. Welch, I remember you sitting on one of the first committees as a parent that came and joined some of that conversation. Gina Bungalow. You and I were talking together every day. We were having local doctors involved in conversation. We were talking to other community stakeholder groups. We were having meetings. Here I am trying to create trust in a time when I had to persevere. And I'm going to be honest with you. I started June 1, 2020. Mid to end of August, I had a moment where I said, because I really felt called to be here, are you sure? Are you sure I'm supposed to be here? This is so hard. so hard. And I heard, that is why I called you. Turn the corner just like that. You see, you persevere, you keep going, move forward. Stumbling blocks become stepping stones. Come on. Allow others in. Allow others in. If you want to make impact, you allow others in. How can I engage people in decision making? Small ways. Advisory committee. Small ways. District calendar. Small ways. Leadership team. But they're actually big ways, because people feel a part of what you're doing when you are making impact, when you allow them in. Create relationships and trust. Before I even arrived, I spent an hour plus with every board member one-on-one. What did I want to know? What are you pleased with? What strengths do you think the system has? Where do you see this system going? So you're creating relationships, you're building trust. I did that with every central office team member, with every leadership team member. COVID happened. I had to persevere. How am I going to get to know teachers and staff? I went to every school, sat in the building for a full day in one room. People came to me so I could meet them because we had the rules of COVID. Guess what? That was so impactful that I did it again this year. That has been so impactful. Guess what I'm doing next year? Same thing. See, I'm coming to them where they are. Now, this is in addition to the many times I'm in and out of buildings. But this one particular time, I'm allowing others in. I'm creating trust and building relationships. So many things that we do can have impact. And then tell yourself, good job now and again. So as the year comes to a close, I want all of us to think about, what have you accomplished? What have you done? And I can honestly say, good job. There's some amazing things we've done. Did you know that we have a 5-year strategic plan that our board has adopted and approved? Do you know that facilities are having major improvements? Good job. These things are incredible, what our school board is doing, and I'm honored to be a part of it. Thank you for what you do. Remember, impact, inspire others, model the way, persevere, allow others in, create relationships and trust, and tell yourself good job now and again. Thank you for having impact on me and all those around you. Have a good lunch.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. We're being represented by Chevrolet today, and I'm so excited to have with us Joanne and Terry. And I told them I'd forget their last name, so just give me your last name.
Joanne Gaunt.
Gaunt and
Terry Luber.
And thank you so much for being here. And we're talking
Juneteenth.
And it's coming up in Chevrolet. And go ahead and tell us the date and a little bit about it.
The Bedford County Juneteenth celebration is, we thought about doing this and doing it in a big way. We have had Juneteenth celebration before on a small scale, but we decided to, two organizations came together after the signing of the proclamation by President Joe Biden for it to be declared as a national holiday. So this is what we're very excited about doing this, and the organization that came together to do this is the Gillen Historical Resource Center and Rosenwald Recreational Center.
So you all have met together and are pulling off this fabulous festival.
Exactly. Rose Peacock is with the Rosenwald, and she called me and asked about what did I think about the two organizations coming and doing it. We both carried it back to our own organizations, and everyone was in agreement with doing, and so it is coming together.
You got to work, and it takes a lot of people to do something like this, I'm sure.
It certainly does,
Yeah.
and both organizations have primarily senior members, but we talked with the mayor, and he suggested some key people to be able to help us and advise us, and we did that, and we've just been amazed at how many people has come on board to make it happen. And we have monthly meetings, and new people come in with new ideas, and it is just...
That's wonderful.
It has just really been amazing.
And you're always welcoming new people. Well, your Juneteenth production or festival is the 18th?
It's going to be June the 18th, beginning with a parade, beginning at 9:30, coming across and circling around the square. Then we're going to have an opening ceremony wherein the county mayor will read the proclamation.
Good.
And the city mayor is going to pray. We wanted it to be unified.
That's wonderful.
Everybody to come together and make it a great day. And at that time, we will do some awards, some presentations to some key individuals that's been a great contributor there in Bedford County. And then the main program will begin at exactly 12 o'clock. And
how about food? Are you selling food?
Oh, yes. We're going to have great vendors.
'Cause I was getting hungry knowing it's when it started.
Great vendors and several vendors of all types of food.
So you can buy all
desserts,
the food
you can buy as much as you want. And we've got a lot of talent that's going to be there. We have local talent. We have a great disc jockey that's going to be there to make sure that the music is there.
Be sure and write down that address if you want more information, right?
Yes.
Go to that website. I just want to make sure everybody's looking at that.
Exactly. And we have children, activities for the children.
I love that.
And all day.
The children
we've got
need to be
activities
truly
for
involved.
adults and all to be involved in. We've got face painting for the children.
And I noticed you have a coloring contest.
Coloring contest, and it is from kindergarten to third graders. And then from 4th through 8th graders will have a poster board. And the Day About Freedom is the theme. And they can do it whatever they want to make, however they want their poster to be. Bring the poster and they will be judged there on site. We're giving great awards for first, second, and third place winners. And then we have essay contest for the high school people.
Now, do they just show up and do the coloring, or do they get that in beforehand?
For the coloring contest, we were afraid that they would not manage it if they come and walk in the parade.
Right.
So after the parade, we're going to have tables for them, and they would do the coloring at their own site. And then we have 3 judges that will judge it between the 10 o'clock after the parade and prior to the main program.
That's a very smart thing, because I can just see all these little kids with their papers in their hands, and then they drop them, but this way they'll be sure and see who
Now the
who
posters,
wins.
they will march with their posters and share it with the people as they're coming through.
And do they make their own posters?
They make their own posters, however they want.
And I think
creative.
I read somewhere to bring a chair.
Bring lawn chairs. We want you to be there all day long with us.
So you'll be comfortable, because I'm sure you're going to have drinks for sale and food for sale all day long.
All day long. All day long. And we won't. And it's going to be something going on all the time to make sure that they're entertained.
Terry, I haven't given you a chance to say a word. we both got busy talking. I know that you're here with the athletic part of this program, and tell us a little bit about that.
In conjunction with Juneteenth, we'll be holding a football, basketball clinic at a nearby school, Thomas Magnet School, from 10 to 12.
Okay.
And it's for students grades 3 through 6.
3 through 6.
Yeah, we have the high school coaches that'll be conducting football drills from Central, and the girls' basketball coach from Central and the boys' basketball coach from Cascade that will be doing basketball.
That's wonderful. And you used to work at Cascade, right?
Yes. We named this camp M&M.
M&M,
For
the
Coach
sports
Martin.
clinic.
Yes, for Coach Martin, for Coach Will Porter Martin, and Coach Lindell Massengale.
Oh, well, that makes
who
sense.
were great coaches in their day.
So don't expect a handful of M&Ms.
Yes, right. At Bedford County Training School.
What a wonderful thing to do, though, because you're going with all ages of students.
Or just
almost.
grades 6 through 3 through 6.
Sorry. 3 through 6. I should have read that.
That's all right.
Well, it's a wonderful program, and the parade, do people have to call and sign up to be in the parade?
Yes, we have a parade application, and we were passing those out, or if you hear anybody who wants one, they complete it, send it back to Rose Peacock so that she can have them numbered, and when they come, they'll know right where they are to begin.
It'll
and
really be
in the
interesting
parade.
to see what people come up with. There's so many creative people in this area, I think. And I'm so proud of y'all for doing this.
Thank
and,
you.
I think, in my experience, when you start something, it'll grow every year, and then it'll get so big you'll be calling in more help. But that is awesome. And I know both of you are truly involved and are doing everything you can to make this one of the biggest celebrations Shelbyville has had. You know, it's all about horses over there, so it's nice to see it be all about something else for a while. But maybe some of those beautiful horses will be in the parade. Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be nice. We did not talk about it for this year,
Yeah.
but as time goes on, we certainly would want to extend the parade, and we just wasn't sure how much participation.
I know you have talent show, you have dancers, you have singers, you have probably guitarists and whatever.
We hope so.
A band or anything, or do they sign up also?
We have not so far had a band to come.
But maybe
But we still got
somebody
time.
will call
Yes.
in, because
Yes.
what a great gift to the community to come and play. And oh my gosh, it's 10 seconds left. Let's reiterate the time and stuff.
The time is starting, the parade starts at 9:30, and 10 o'clock opening ceremony, 12 o'clock main program, and after that.
And the exact location of that?
On the town square, there in Shelbyville, Tennessee.
I wish we had a town square over here. I love the town square. Oh my goodness, we're out of time. Joanne and Terry, thank you so much.
We're excited.
Please keep doing this and keep working. You have my greatest support.
Thank you.
Because it's a wonderful thing to do. We will be back. I have no idea with what. Anyway, just keep watching.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
MacArthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at MacArthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through higher standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at MacArthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate, Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good, nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Everyone, I'm John Rickman, and this is Pat Welch. And John, we're here today for segment 46. Marching right toward 50. We're marching on, marching on. Pat, you know, I play with a little group called Us Two and Him. And I guess that we're most noted for outhouses more than anything else. That's, some would say that's unfortunate, but that is true, John. Some people, but no one else has tried to corner that market than us. So, oh, and you've got a real good fix on it right now. Oh, I'm proud to live in Coffee County. Those other counties can't compare with us. But I must repeat what's been happening in our county seat. My gosh, it's really causing quite a fuss. Whoa, the interstate is a-coming through my outhouse. They tell me I'm on their right-of-way. I'll sell today and I'll get rich, but my path will end at the highway ditch. I'm making my last visit there today. Granny says to cancel Sears and Roebuck. Tell Uncle Joe to hurry up the door. With all this progress coming, we'll change to inside plumbing and shorten up our early morning stroll. Whoa, Uncle Bill has got a case of miseries. Hiking to that outhouse makes him tired. But he'll be a-getting better. He'll be an inside setter when they install that cesspool in the yard. Whoa, the interstate is a-coming through my outhouse. They tell me I'm on their right-of-way. I'll sell today and I'll get rich, but my path will end at the highway ditch. I'm making my last visit there today. Somebody out at ADC probably did this. Them engineers made 47 surveys. They said to put it there and that was that. They'll bring a big steamroller and flatten my two-holer, but I'll keep right on voting Democrat. Whoa, someday when I am old and tired and weary, some moonlit night I'll wake up feeling strange. I'll finish up my bath and stroll down my old path and wake up in a great big interchange. 'Cause the interstate is a-coming through my outhouse. They tell me I'm on their right-of-way. I'll sell today and I'll get rich, but my path will end at the highway ditch. I'm making my last visit there today. Oh yes, I'm making my last visit there today. Woo!
Oh, laws, it must.
That was magnificent, John.
Well, that's what we cut our teeth on.
Yes, sir.
Is
Outhouses.
those kind of songs,
Yeah.
and about chewing tobacco, about
Being level-headed.
level-headed,
Yeah.
and all that sort of thing.
You know, I've told you a lot of times, I think my favorite song of yours is the one about the gentleman that continued to go to church and sit on the front row even though he couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, he just wanted to know.
But
wanted
I
everybody.
think my favorite line of any song was the steamroller going over my two-holer.
Of course, a steamroller was several years ago.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
still.
It still went over plenty of two-holers,
That's right.
I imagine.
That's right, sir.
Well, let's see, John, that got a little bit of a segue in what we thought we were going to talk about today. We thought we'd talk a little bit today about one and maybe two long-time high school coaches in Middle Tennessee. And it seems like in 40, 50 years ago, tenure of high school coaches lasted a little bit longer now. A lot of places are changing them over every 2 or 3 years, whether they really need to or not. And let's just remember how fortunate we are to have Coach Olive for as long as we've had. But one, Jim Cartwright was of Columbia Central in the Maury County system, and I believe he was from Nashville and went to DuPont, old DuPont, and some people get him confused with a Jim Cartwright that played at UT, but this one that went to DuPont played at, I believe, somewhere out west, Wyoming or something. Anyway, went to service, came home after the Korean War, and became head coach at Columbia in 1958, and he coached till '83. He had a long tenure and real successful tenure. And he had some of these rural roots, like these gentlemen that were about to lose their two-holer in your song. But he was a character, and I knew him a little bit when I was a little time I was coaching at BGA, but he was a really nice guy and share anything with you. And he loved to loved school enough to where he liked to go to school, and he could only go to graduate school at MTSU in the summers for the one half of the summer school year, because in the second half he'd already be having coaching responsibilities. But he went every year, and he went long enough to where he got a doctorate. So that means he's going for 20, 25 years before he'd have enough classes
To me, he didn't seem like a doctor.
No. And I was with him one day when somebody came up to him and said, "Jim, why in the world do you want to have a doctorate? What good's that going to do for you?" Because he would tell you to his face he didn't want to go into administration. He just wanted to be athletic director and football coach. And he said, "Well, that's easy." He said, "The people of Columbia have been saying for a long time." He said, I can hear them. He said, "They're saying we need to get rid of that blankety-blank, big-nosed Cartwright." And he said, what I want them to do from now on, after this summer's over with, I've got that doctorate, they're going to have to say, we need to get rid of that blankety-blank, big-nosed Dr. Cartwright. But I can give you a couple of his great stories.
Pat, and let me, I knew him too, and in the student union there at MTSU, he would have a flock of people all around him. He'd be telling stories, and these people would just be following me
John,
included.
they'd be young 25-year-old assistants from, that's my point. It'd be 25-year-olds coaching at some place like Culleoka or something, and they'd be his instructors.
Yeah.
Would also be sitting at the table, and they're taking notes, look like Weed Hopper taking notes at Confucius's lap there. It was incredible. But he went on, first half of every summer session from the late 50s all the way in the mid 80s, he was there, and he was a legend now, I'm telling you. But I think one of my favorite stories on him is one night he had a new kicker, long kicker for kickoffs. And the guy was a little bit more carefree than Coach Cartwright would have cared to really have normally. And they had this on film, supposedly. Now, I did not see the film, so I can't attest to it, but I know that there's several that claim they saw it. This guy, on the opening kickoff, he starts up to the ball, and he whiffed it. And after he took about 2 steps past the whiff, he just kept on jogging straight about 5 yards, and then he came back around and looped around, and everybody just kind of looked like, what's going to happen now? And he made another run at it and whiffed it the second time. And he just casually went on past and fish hook back and came back around, went to the ball, picked it up and threw it. Picked it up and threw it downfield. And Coach Cartwright soon got, after flags were going everywhere, of course, he went and got him another kicker. And then they end up getting beat. So Coach Cartwright is really distressed. He gets on the bus late, and the guy's in the middle of the bus, and he said all quarterbacks report to a little extra passing duty tomorrow morning at 10:30 in the morning. And I don't know whether he had to walk home or whether he actually got to ride, but that did not go over real well with Coach Cartwright. We're getting the signal, John, that it's time to quit, so we may have to go to another coach later. But I want to finish with his obituary. He wrote his obituary, and the last sentence, and it was really well done, but the last sentence said he was married for 52 years to a lady who tied with his mother as the two greatest women in the history of American civilization. And I'll tell you, from knowing Coach Cartwright, if he stayed with her for 52 years, she was a great American. and John, that finishes us. Segment 46.
It was great.
I hope we have some more if management let us come back.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Well, okay, Peggy. We've had a great dog.
I love that little dog.
Vinny.
Vinny the dog.
Mr. Vinny.
Surely somebody is already over at the shelter getting that little dog. He was precious.
He was just perfect, and I
he
mean,
was
a dog for only
well-behaved.
7 months to
He was
behave
well
that
behaved.
way.
Did you notice?
Sit right here, and then we had some great people
From Shelbyville,
Shelbyville
the
to come
Juneteenth
over.
event on the 18th of June. Don't forget it.
Yeah.
Aren't we having one here in
Yes,
Tullahoma?
yes, there's one here.
But I don't know if the day is going to be the same. I've got to check that out.
It's on that poster back there. I believe it's on the 16th or 17th.
I was hoping they were doing it different days,
Separate
so
days.
a lot of people.
Yeah,
can-
I gave them Royce Massengale. He was on last week.
Nice young
And
man.
I gave them Royce's information
Good.
and name and how to get in touch with him. And so, you know, they seemed like very nice folks, and good for them.
Wonderful. I'm glad to see people making a big deal out of this and making it a nice event for everybody. So I
Very
encourage
good.
people
And
to go out.
then we had
We're talking about
Samantha.
we talked
and
about
Martha Brooks.
auditions for the country show.
Country show.
Can you believe
It's
that
coming up.
that I've lived this long to see
Yes, I
43
can.
years?
Bless you for starting all of that.
You know, it's an interesting thing to me how it has grown and how our young people wanted to keep it going. To me, that's the beautiful thing.
Well, and you know, we had a Dr. Stevens speaking at the Women Impacting our
She
Community.
was a brilliant speaker, by the way.
And Colleen Saunders from South Jackson received the award for community service.
And Rosie Graham got the one that I got last year.
The Citizen Forever, whatever it is. Hey, what we're going to do right now, though, is we are going to bring you, finally, on this show, some footage from the award ceremony for Tullahoma's statewide largest oak tree in the state.
Isn't that great?
And
that we own that.
We're going to bring that to you right now to close the show with. We'll tell you goodbye. Be safe out there and enjoy your spring, your summertime coming real soon. Bye.
So back in 2020, when COVID was raging, I had some things I still had to do, and one of them was to come out and take some measurements on this tree. And, you know, I had heard discussions throughout my entire time here at Parks and Rec about how this was the oldest or largest tree in town, but, you know, in my duties as a forester, I went, well, okay, I guess it's my responsibility to go out and verify this. So I did. I came out and measured it and started looking at it, and Ralph and I had been discussing some previous designations that the University of Tennessee Department of Agriculture had about state champion trees. And so that program went inactive for a little while, but they reactivated it, amazingly, either in 2019 or 2020. It was right around the same time. And they were starting fresh. They wanted measurements on trees around the state to be designated new champion trees. The previous one was in Shelby County over near Memphis, and my understanding, I have not been over there to see it, but my understanding is it is still there. But I think our tree has eclipsed that a little bit in growth, because when they came out to verify ours, they determined that ours was the largest. So this is, at the moment, the state champion willow oak in all of Tennessee. And I think that's a pretty extraordinary designation to get. And it's, you know, like Ralph said earlier, we planned it to where it was leafed out for this today. Just did that on purpose. It wouldn't be so much fun if it was bare. So, you know, a tree that's that special, I think also should have had a special name that went with it. So we put out the word, and we had several people that sent in really good suggestions. And it was a difficult choice. The tree board got together. We met for over an hour arguing over which name we thought was better. We narrowed it down to a few, then we scrapped that list and started again and narrowed it down to a few more, and finally found that we couldn't decide because there were some really good ones. So we started hybridizing. We started shuffling names around a little bit and seeing what we could come up with, and we took 2 entries and combined those 2 names into the name that was decided finally for the tree. Which we have a sign here that we're going to unveil. And if I know that one is here, I'm hoping that they're both here, but I would like for the 2 ladies who suggested these names to come up, along with Ralph and Mayor Noes, to unveil our tree name. So I know Deborah Dusterhouse is here, and is Paige Prescott Moore here? I hadn't seen her yet. She said she was going to try to make it, but she had a crazy amount of things to do. She did not. Okay, so that's all right. We're going to go with who we've got. So, Mayor Noes, Chairman Graham, Deborah.
I'll take the clip off. I'll take the clip off, and then
I'll give them a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. The name that we chose was Annie Oaktree, the Queen City Guardian. And on the surface, you might think that that's named for a specific reason, but it's actually not. We dug into some history behind this, and that name has a lot of history to it. So the first thing I'd like to do before we do that is congratulations, Deborah, on being one of the selectees, and I have a certificate for you to commemorate that.
so they can see.
Photo opportunity if you'd like one. I'd like to invite Annie Roan up to come up and talk about where the Annie part of this came from. So Annie, would you join us, please?
Deborah, thank you. That was a lovely nomination. Lovely write-up. Thank you. And thank you all for coming here. The reason I'm so emotional is because I do love my name. I love my name Annie because I was named after this wonderful woman. Her name is Annie Lou Woodside, and she was my great-grandmother. She lived on North Washington Street for 60 years. She was one of the first people that they hired at the shoe factory over here. So when I look at this tree, and I have always looked at this tree with thoughts of strength and beauty, you know, also think about, you know, what it has seen, who it has seen. And I'd like to think that my Annie Lou maybe walked by it on her way to work every day, or came by after church at front. She was a member of the First Baptist Church, and they walked everywhere. So anyway, it means so much to me, and I'm very honored, and I was so touched by what you wrote, Deborah. Thank you, but I also just really, it means so much to me that I can honor her. So thank you all so much. I also want to make sure that you all know that you're always welcome here. It would make me so happy to come to work one day and see someone picnicking under this great tree. Or, you know, just as long as we all are kind and loving to it, then yes, you're welcome. So anyway, also I promise to always take the best care of it as I can for as long as I have it. And I'm so grateful and feel very blessed and honored. So thank you.
I'm Mark Shemp. I'm on the tree board. I have been from the inception. There's a few of us that have. And one of my other hats I wear is I'm president of the Historic Preservation Society. So this tree meets it both ways. Thanks, Cindy. It's historic. It predates the city. It predates, obviously, any of us. Predates our country. Back there when we were talking about being a free and open country, this tree was already throwing some shade for us. So we are grateful for that, and so it covers both historic and preservation in its age and the fact that it's been preserved and we're continuing to. And underscored with Annie and her use of the painted house, those of us in the history and the preservation community love when you can take and convert and reuse something old into something new again. So we're grateful for Annie just for that in itself.
So early promoters of Tullahoma as a place to come and settle nicknamed our town the Queen City of the Highland Rim. And for many years, Tullahoma went by that name, the Queen City. Jed, I'd like to invite up the Parks and Recreation Director, Mr. Dave Anderson.
So my challenge for you all as we leave is for us all to be guardians of our trees in Tullahoma. We need to all do our part to really protect our trees, to care for our trees. So that's my challenge for you. And as we close, let's give one more round of applause for our state champion tree, Annie Oak Tree, Queen City Guardian.